Hi guys, welcome to The Bite. My name is Jackie. Today I have a really quick and simple weeknight meal for you. This is an orange chicken and I'm using ground chicken today because this ground meat in general has kind of been my go-to, especially after having a baby. I don't want to have to be cutting meat, and if the baby needs me or if my daughter needs me, I have to wash my hands and go over there and then come back and cut. So ground meat has been a really easy choice for me. I like this meal because one, it's not really Panda Express inspired where the meat is fried and battered and it's coated in like a thick, dark sauce. This is more like a true orange flavor, and I like it because of the ground meat, because of the flavor, and because you can really mix up the vegetables however you want. Today, I have a mix of broccoli, red bell pepper, green bell pepper, and onions, but you can also throw in zucchini, you can throw in mushrooms, you can use, instead of meat, you can use tofu or whatever other kind of meat that you want. But this has been the one that we've been gravitating to normally. And I really like the large dice on these vegetables just because I feel like it looks kind of prettier, and the whole feel of the dish with the large dice, I just think is better that way. We're gonna go over the sauce ingredients while the meat is cooking. So for now, let's head to the stove and start cooking. So I have a non-stick skillet here, and I have a little bit of vegetable oil in here. I like adding vegetable oil into stir fries like this because it has, it's a flavorless oil, so I prefer that. I'm just going to slide the chicken right on in. And the goal here is to break it up as, you know, as fine as you want it, but then I also want it to cook for a longer period of time because I want to achieve a crispy exterior on all the bites that you'll be getting of the ground chicken. And that's why I like using ground chicken instead of ground chicken breast, because if you overcook lean meat like ground chicken breast, it'll dry out, and we don't want that to happen here. So we're just going to let this cook. Probably gonna take closer to maybe 7 to 10 minutes or so. And I'll show you what it looks like. It's just gonna have a really nice brown golden exterior. And then we'll cook the veggies. So the meat is pretty much fully cooked. I'm going to let it sit here and periodically stir it to make sure that it's crispy all around. In the meantime, let's get working on the sauce. So while that's going, we're gonna start working on the sauce. So you're gonna need some soy sauce and water, which I have in here, some rice wine and rice wine vinegar, an orange, the zest and the juice from an orange, some garlic and fresh ginger, and some cornstarch and some sugar. So, real quick, you really only need 2 to 3 cloves of garlic. I just have a lot in here because these are awfully small, and I just want that same amount that I would get from 2 to 3 normal size cloves. If you don't want to add sugar, you don't have to. If you don't have an orange, you can also use, chicken's going. If you don't have an orange, you can use orange juice, store-bought orange juice. But if you do that, I would recommend omitting the sugar. But the good thing about doing the sauce this way is that you can taste it once you combine everything. So that way you know if it's to your liking. I'm gonna go give that to a quick stir. So as I was saying, so that way you know that the sauce is to your liking and you don't want to flavor the entire dish with something that is mediocre, if that makes sense. So I'm just going to add the ingredients right on in and start grating. So I like to grate the ginger and the garlic just because I feel like instead of chopping it, grating it kind of lets it melt into the sauce, and I think you get a more true flavor that way. So I'm gonna start by zesting this orange, and then I'll juice it as well. So when you're zesting any fruit, you want to be sure that you're cleaning it really, really well, just because, you know, that's where this is, you know, what people use to handle the fruit, and you just want it to be clean before it goes into your food. So the zest to me gives a lot of really good flavor, and the juice has a lot of good natural sweetness. So I'm going to cut this up and juice it right on in. So if some of the pulp comes in, it's fine, but you don't want to add too much of it. I try not to get like all the pulp in there. All right, so that is good. In total, you want about a half a cup of orange juice. Then I'm going to start grating in the garlic and the ginger. The ginger and the garlic is all in. So the last thing I'm gonna add is the cornstarch and the sugar. Just whisk it all up until it's combined. And there is your sauce. So I'm gonna take this over to the stove, check on our chicken, and then add in the veggies. So see how the chicken is looking really nice and crispy? That is perfect. I'm gonna take this out and set it aside while I cook the veggies. First thing I wanna add are the onions. Add those right in, and the bell peppers. And give these a good mix and let those soften just a bit before we add the broccoli. I hope you can hear me, it's pretty loud. Onions are softened, bell peppers are looking good. I'm just gonna add in the broccoli. Once these veggies are all cooked to my liking, I like the broccoli to be a little bit crunchy still, but once they're cooked to my liking, I'll add the meat back in and then the sauce, and it's pretty much ready to go from there. So the veggies are good to go. I'm just going to add in all this ground chicken right on in. And the delicious sauce that we made. And the cornstarch is going to give it a really nice thickness. Oh yeah. Stir it all up. Turn the heat off, because any residual heat is going to be just enough to get the cornstarch going, to get that kind of garlicky, super pungent flavor out. And I mean, this to me is perfect. I just want to make sure it's all coated in the sauce, and then I'll meet you at the table. This smells so good. You can really smell the orange. You know it's orange chicken just by the smell of it. It's glossy, it's got a nice, sweet, sticky, good sauce to it. You can also add some sambal or sriracha to this, but because this happens to be a meal that my daughter really likes, I just put my hot sauce on the side. Again, you can do this with mushrooms, you can do this with zucchini. Those happen to be two of my daughter's favorite vegetables, so I do that in here often. You can also use orange marmalade. That works really well, and I've done that as well. But I'm gonna give this a try because it's just calling my name. Disclaimer, I like my stir fries to be quite veggie heavy. If you prefer it to be opposite, then just add more meat than vegetables. Super good. Because we cooked this chicken the way we did, it's almost like getting, you know when you're at Panda Express and there's those little pieces, those little tiny pieces of the orange chicken? That's kind of what it feels like you're eating, those little pieces, and those happen to be my favorite. So I hope you give this a try. Really quick and easy weeknight meal. By the way, I like to use navel oranges for something like this. I just feel like it gives a true orange flavor. This is absolutely delicious. We like to eat it with rice or noodles, but when you make it, make sure to send me a picture at thebitewithjackie on Instagram or Facebook. And thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you next time on The Bite.